everybody, once again today we have an iPhone 7 that is not powering on. I have not looked at this one yet, so I don't know what's wrong with it. It is a Sprint 120 gig iPhone 7. We'll figure this one out. First thing I'm going to try to do is we'll plug it into the charger. So I have the charger on the screen. Hold on, it's got to refresh. Disconnect, connect. Alright, the camera always spazzes out there. Alright, let's plug it in to charge. You can see it seems to be pulling like 0.40 milliamps. That's not enough to do anything. So, I don't know. We'll go ahead, remove the screen, take a look at it. The water damage. Small screw. Put it in the right spot. You know, like certain places always put the screws. My camera doesn't stop focusing all the time. Alright, it has been taken apart before. This isn't too hard to get apart. Came off fairly easy so far. On first inspection, it looks relatively clean. The sensor is white. I don't see any liquid damage. Go ahead and disconnect the screen, and then we'll connect it to a power supply, and then see what we get on the power supply. I think the power supply is a good understanding of what's going on with the phone before we do anything. I mean, you can almost sometimes tell what's wrong with it by just watching the power supply. And then if there's a short, if it's booting, if it's not booting. There are multiple things that could be wrong with this. What I've seen lately is the phones don't boot because the hard drive is bad. This one's not doing anything as far as I see. Usually they'll still charge very slowly. But I don't know. Disconnect the battery and the charging port. Go over to the microscope. Alright. I'm going to plug in the iPhone 7 connector as soon as I find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, iPhone 7. I'm starting to get old. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this connected. Alright, I think I got it in there. So hopefully everything's working. I have the power supply on the screen. As soon as I give it power, there's a short. So you can see 2 lamps right away. So there's definitely something wrong with it. Let me disconnect the camera just to make sure the camera's not shorted out. There has been a problem in the past. Yeah. 2 lamps right away. I'm not going to leave it on for long because the short is shorted out. Back to the work desk. Let's get this thing apart. Board's out. No water damage or anything. So this might be a fun one. Remove the battery. There are a couple ways to remove the battery. The best way is to remove the vibrator first, which requires you to remove this. I'm going to push my luck and just remove the battery like this, and then carefully pull it to the side. This gives me an angle in which the battery will come out easier. Alright, 1 tab. Second tab. There it goes. Boom. Battery out. That easy. your trash as you work, so you don't have a trashy work. So I'm gonna plug this in to a battery box. If it's not dead, it'd be dead. Battery box is dead. It says the battery's offline. The battery's probably way too dead to even, oh, it's probably non-activated, but it's way too dead to even show on the box. So we'll take our battery board, plug in the battery, which is, and as you can see, the battery is not powered on. If it was powered on, it would be lit up. Because the battery's not powered on, this board will also activate the battery as soon as we apply power to the battery. I'm going to plug in this. And you can see it right. You can see it come alive. You're also going to see on the screen, you can see it's pulling 1.2 amps. It kind of shows you 1.1 amp by the time it's here. Yeah, so the battery's charging now. Now, if I disconnect this, you'll see the battery voltage is literally at 3.0. This battery will not turn on the phone, and it probably won't even charge once we put it back in the phone. So we need to charge the battery up. The battery will be charging. I'm going to set this aside, let the battery charge, while we figure out why this does not want to turn on. Alright, let's get over to the microscope. Zoom out. And I'm just going to do a quick inspection around to see if I see anything that's not right. Nothing at the top that I really don't notice, although if no one's worked on this, it's okay. If no one's worked on this, the only thing I see is these look like maybe they got heated up a little bit. So I don't know, it could have been like it pulled a lot of power through the battery connector that it got hot, and that's why this is deformed. Which is possibly, if a lot of power came through the battery connector. It's got a pretty full short, so expecting that there's a big problem. Don't see anything over here. There's a little bit of the board right here, but that's probably just something that bumped it inside the housing. Yeah, and unfortunately on the other side I really can't see much. There's a short on the main. A lot of times I've seen these capacitors go bad because the board flexes too much right here on this spot. So that could be an issue. But, you know, it's got a, like the main short, so the best way to find it is just apply power to it. Plug in our power supply. And I'm just gonna flip it over to this side and see if anything gets hot. I'm just gonna put my hand on it and then see if it gets hot. Oh yeah. Well, something is getting hot on the lower side of the board. I'll go ahead and remove the shield on the lower side. This nice and warmed up. Remove it. Shield come off. Quick and easy. Alright. Don't know quite what we're looking at, but what usually gets hot, a lot of times you'll see this get hot, but I think it's getting hot before that, actually. I'll let the board cool off for a second because that's obviously what's hot now, so it's not going to work. We're going to be able to find a short while it's hot. First thing I'll do is, still kind of hot, I'm just going to cover it in some alcohol. Get it cooled off real quick. Let me plug in the power supply. Put the board over. wonder if I could leave it plugged in or if it'll just disconnect every time. I'm gonna hold it in the holder so that it doesn't move too much. Yeah, screw it. Let's put it down on the table. So we're trying to find the short. All right. What's up there? Oh yeah, so what I'm seeing real quick is this getting hot. But I'm not seeing, it's weird. What's getting hot is this thing, right? It's really weird. Where is it getting hot at? It's getting hot like, normally we see this guy, it's getting hot like over here. Let's go to schematic real quick. Let me pull up the iPhone 7. This is Intel, it's a Qualcomm. This version. Right, let me zoom in over here. Let's see. It's getting hot over here. Kind of like right here. What did it say that was? USB 5 volts. So let's see if that capacitor right there is shorted out. There's a capacitor right here. Let's see if that one's bad. Yeah, so once again, let me turn on my meter. The meter loves to go to sleep. You gotta figure out how to make it not sleep. Not right. Hold on. PC mode, touch. Okay. Is it working on the screen? This mode, touch. What in the world? Disconnect that. Something that way. That's some feedback. Never seen it before. Or where's the meter software? For some reason, like, I need to have like the meter software up and showing before it wants to work. No. Hold on. Oh, we got to close it and reopen it. Alright. There we go. I think it's working now. Alright, so 1 to 1. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Let me touch this right here. And I'm getting a direct ground. So it definitely is shorted out. Right there. Focus it a little bit. Yeah, so that component's shorted. Let's see, maybe the meter's gonna read. I think I gotta buy a new meter. I just bought this one. This is the second one, and it's still not working. Right? But it's reading 0.0, which means there's a short. Now, where else does that go to? Let's go back to ZXW and kind of see where that goes to. It's getting hot right here, so I would just assume that this capacitor is bad. That's my assumption. But it is going to here, and it goes around to here. There's another part here. But I mean, it's really getting hot right there. So where's that? Right here. I'm gonna remove that capacitor and then let's see where we're at. What's the worst that would happen? Like, it still has a short? All right, go back to the microscope. Let's see if we can remove this. I'm gonna apply a little bit of heat so that it'll come off a little easier. I'm gonna do this. What side is ground? Usually ground sticks the most. Alright, so the ground is the top. This one is not, so heat is up. Oh, look, I'm gonna knock this one loose. I'll just take them both out. I don't have it in the board holder, so it's like the board wants to move. So let me put it back into the board holder where we adjust the camera accordingly. Alright, let's try this again. Got it in the board holder. I can probably just use my heat. I can replace both those capacitors, it's not a problem. That one. I'll hold the board, take it off. There it goes. Do over here, I'll pick it up. Now, if this is the bad component, I should see it, but what I'll do is put that one to the side. Make sure there's no short from any remains. We'll zoom down a little more. Now I was reading a short on that line. Let's see if I'm still reading it. Actually, I'm still reading the short right there. Still reading a short there too. Would, if I had a short on the main circuit though, I mean, this is getting hot. You normally don't see, let's go back to the board view. Yeah, so literally, this is getting hot. This circuit here is highlighted in red. You normally don't see this get hot. And when I remove it, it should be no line. Like, so basically this is getting the signal from anything. There is a line signal down here, which, oh, TriStar reverse gate. Oh, maybe that's something. Could this resistor be bad? Let's look down there. It's kind of covered up. You can barely tell. Let's see. So we know that's grounded. Alright, so let's see if I can fish down there. I'm gonna have to like hold this back. Let's see if I can do this. I don't got many tools to do that with. Little pinky. I just need enough room. Get my probe down there and kind of touch that circuit. So I should not be getting a ground on that circuit, I don't think. Let me see if I can touch it. No, I'm not getting a ground. So I'd say that's not bad. This is not bad. So basically this is probably not bad. Could be. I'm going to remove this. Maybe something failed on this. I mean, let's see, where else does this go? It goes to the other side of the board. Let's look at that. It directly goes to the, oh, there's two capacitors too. So it goes down to the connector on the other side. Let's look at those before I remove that. I wasn't really looking at these, but there's 1, 2, 3. Make sure you can see all that. Yeah, let's focus it a little bit better. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3. Also are part of that line. So what we're gonna do? Put my connector on there. Get some alcohol on there. Now I'm gonna see if any of those. No. Those are bad. I think I would have kept something on that, right? Yeah, let me remove the I think it's Tigris, the chip. Go from there. Well, it's possible. I think I'm still joining those two now that I bumped them off the board. I don't know if you can see that. I think it's still touching. Let me clear that up first. That could just be a, the capacitor might have been bad. Maybe I created a short. Let me clean those up real quick. Oh well. Alright, gotta clear it off. I'm gonna test it out one more time. Still have a short. Still shorted out, so let me just go ahead and remove this chip. Straight to the source. And let's see if our short goes away. I have a feeling it won't. And I don't know what that is down there. I don't know if I did that or it was like that. I don't know. We'll clean that up. Get the solder iron out. I probably did when I picked up the chip. Alright, the board is kind of warm, but I'll still check it while it's warm. And my meter went to sleep again. And I don't think you could see it on the screen. It's not working today. I'll have to buy a better meter, more expensive meter. Should have done it the first time. Alright, so I do not have a short anymore. I don't know if that's good or bad. So before we continue, we'll go back to ZXW, and I'm gonna look at the rest of my leads here. I'm gonna make sure there's no short anywhere else, because I think this is battery power coming in. So we'll check that out. Should be nothing there. Yep, good. Next row. Good, and Tigris battery charge, 327. That's good. And there's like VCC main. No, is it on here? I think so. I think that was it. EP bat. Yeah. I'll just check the rest of the leads, make sure there's no shorts anywhere else. Whenever you're checking the board view and checking the board, even the ones that are open circuits, make sure that they're not shorted out. Even though it's an open circuit, there could be a capacitor on the line and maybe it's shorted out. I mean, literally, I think that was a problem. Battery signal. It says there should be an open line, but I'm getting a signal from it. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But we'll add some flux to this. I'm gonna try to see if I can do a pull and a set. Means I'm gonna pull a Tigris from somewhere else. The orientation of this one's down there. I got this. Well, maybe iPhone 6 would be a bad one to pull from. Okay, so I have another iPhone 7 to pull from. And I'm pretty sure the Tigris is good, as I've already used the TriStar off of it. So let's go back and let me pull off this one. I can get the chip off good enough, and I can get the chip back down. I don't think I pulled it off good. Yeah, whoop, there it goes. Let me reball this one. Right here. Like, if I usually can pull it off and it's pretty even, all the solder balls are even, I can just lay it back down because there's usually enough. But, I don't know if you can see some of these are not even. So we'll reball it. Good. Get our stencil, 7+ stencil, find the Tigris stencil part of the stencil, which is probably not on the stencil. What in the world? Have I seen it wrong? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Right here. Right here. Yeah, that looks like it. Alright, I got the solder on here. This has been sitting for a few days. It's a little dry. Well, let's see if I can squeeze it in there. Squeeze a little more. I think it's good. Maybe not centered with the screen, but wipe off any excess. Pull it down and heat it up. There goes. Get off. There it goes. Alright, it's off. Clean up the stencil. I like to throw on a little flux. Good luck. Actually, I really like to cover it with flux and then just do this. There it goes. And then leave that flux on there so that when I put it back on, there's some flux for it to work with. And maybe this flux on the board is too much. So let me clean that off real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, nasty. Got a bunch of fur in it. Get you out there, fur. Alright, cleaned up. Got the fur off. I'll put just a tap it down. Then this one. And oh, no, I hate it sometimes when it's like this. It's got all this flux on it. I can't see where the pin is. Where pin 1 would be. I'll clean that off a little bit. Alright, now let's see. Then what? Yeah, look, it was the right orientation. Alright, I'm gonna get this lined up best it'll look. Just sit there. Oh, budge. You'll be okay. Alright, let's heat this up. You can do it. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. I was a little off. Hopefully it's good. We'll call that good. I'm gonna let it cool off for a second and we'll test it all out. If there's no more short and the phone turns on, I'll put back those capacitors I knocked off. And we'll call it a day. So while it's cooling off, look back at the board and see 4.2 and 10. Ooh, that's an odd one. I have a 4.7, 4.2, 16 volts room charge. This is only 6 volts. Alright, so if it works, I'm probably going to replace it with a capacitor off of the other one. Because that's a quite odd capacitor. It's 16 volts. If you replace it with a higher voltage capacitor, you're okay. But if you replace it with a lesser, it means it'll surge out. So it's rated for 16 volts. And if I put one that's rated for 6 volts, as soon as it gets higher than 6 volts, it can blow the capacitor and then short out again. If that was the problem. It might not have been the problem, or it could have been the problem the first time. I didn't really check the old one, but alright, it's cooled off enough now. Let's take another look. Solder disk. Alright, so we got the power supply on the screen. I'm gonna have the cable over here. I'm gonna plug in my cable. Let's see if there's a short still. And I just powered it on. You can hear the click. There's no short no more. Now let's boot it up. Oh, and it looks like it's booting. So we'll go ahead, plug in a screen, and I want to see if this boots all the way. Being that this has got a main short, I don't know if it's been reset. Don't know if it has iCloud. I don't know anything now, actually. There. All right. So that was a problem. Go ahead and see if it turns on. There we go. We got Apple logo. Woohoo! Well, that's the most exciting part of every phone that doesn't work. Even if the phone worked and you worked on it, still seeing that logo is still exciting. Oh, look. I don't understand this. How did it reset if the phone was shorted out? Who resetted it, and how were they able to reset it? It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm sure that somewhere down the line, this is the reason why the phone got turned into somebody not working. I don't know. Those seem to be working. Go, the home button's working. Seems to be working. We'll go ahead and put back those two capacitors. Switch back over to the micro cam. Put the screen down. We'll put those two capacitors back on. I don't know if those were bad or not. I disposed of them already. I don't like things hanging around the desk for too long. And that component got took by the glove. All right. So those two, actually, I'll bend this thing up over here. I'm going to carefully bend it back down. Looks good. All right, so those two, I'm going to go put back this other board that we removed. The this is the different. This is the Intel version of it. Let's see if I can find. I probably don't. I usually use the Intels because Intels are the best. I just want to make sure I grab the exact capacitors. All right, I got one. It's still there. See how this one, I've removed this piece down here. Usually if it gets hot, this gets hot. I've never really seen this get hot. Not really bad at names. I don't remember names much. But so this is the same version board. I'm going to go ahead and remove these two capacitors and then place them on the other one. Carefully remove them. Do you want the solder to be flowing? So let's put some of that on it. Get our fan on. Come on, melt it, melt it, melt it. One, and two. All right. The other board on here. Switch them out. Bada bing, bada boom. Put some flux, just enough to be enough. Capacitors, don't lose them. Yeah, this is a weird capacitor. It's like fatter than normal. Boom, boom. And this one's a normal standard. I actually had a new one of those just since I was here, pull them both off. All right, let's melt them down. Come on, come on, come on. This should have a lower melt solder, so it should melt quicker. Already going. Boom, that's it. Got it on, there. A little bit of cleanup to do. There, that one's there. Looks good. You know, while it's hot, let's add a little bit of liquid to the board. Never hurt anybody. go. Work the board a little bit. Still got some residue. Let's add some more. I thought to get a like a little airbrush and put some alcohol in it. That way I can just airbrush the residue right off the board. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. And that way it can get under the chips. Alright. I'm gonna tap this thing a few times, getting all loose residue off. Looks about good. Go over. Actually, let me put the sticker back. It's something that's going to want to be done. Board's kind of warm still. Let's see if I can put the sticker back on. Alright, I think it's going to stick on there. See it? Alright, go back to the work desk. Let's install this. I think it's all good to go now. Alright, that is there for battery. Let's see how charged the battery is. So, we had just about 3 volts before. You see now, once I plug this, you can see the charging has stopped. And it's at 3.8 volts. So I say this is like 60, 70, 80% battery now. Battery should be good. I could plug it back into here now. It should be charged up enough that my box is reading it. The box is reading at 99% capacity. See that? Focus, focus, focus. Come on, focus. You got 99% capacity. Well, now it says 101. A little off changing. This is 21% charged. Maybe I was wrong. Still kind of stabilizing itself. It's only been charged 129 times. That's not too bad. Don't need to activate. I think it's already activated. Alright, so battery will go in. Let's put the battery adhesive on it. Bada boom, bada boom. This is the easiest way to put it on. Make sure it is on there. Pull these tabs. 1, 2. On. Pull this. Then take this and throw it away. Don't leave it on your desk. Throw it away. It's done with. Alright, the best way to plug the battery back in and align it is actually it's a cable in the position in which it needs to be at. Plug in the cable, and then you can maneuver it where you need it to be about even and drop it down. And in this case, then lined up where it's got to be. Easy, press down, squeeze it, whatever you want. Don't stab it. Alright, disconnect the battery. Plug in one. Now the trick's gonna be, does this charge? I won't jinx myself just yet. We'll make sure it charges before I put the rest of the screws in. So we'll see if the charger will turn on the phone. Get the charger up. Plug it in. And it's charging. And the phone's turning on. Make sure it still charges when it's on, because that's another feature that could stop working. So, is it a boot loop or is it turning on? Oh, it was turning on. Alright, so it shows charging. It's still charging. I'll lock the screen, and it's still charging. So very good. Very, very, very good. I have the IMEI. That's good. Okay. The button still works. Put the rest of the screws back. I think this is a winner. And now, put the phone back together. Careful all your cables. Down tray. And one, two. I'll lose it right here. All right. Home button works. Let's see if it'll activate. Let's go through the activation. Better. Activation required. I don't have an activation. Alright, so we can't really make a phone call on this because it's a Sprint phone. It is running a very old version. So it's seen this wallpaper a long time. 10.2. This is very old. Boom, 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 boom. Camera. Oh, no. That camera's working. Photo works, front camera's working. Home button, no Wi-Fi was working. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, MEID, EMID, modem firmware. Everything's working. Boom, 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 boom. This phone's good to go. Power off. It's still charging. Disconnect it now. To recap, we had an iPhone 7, no power, wasn't turning on. We removed the screen, we tested out the board while it's still in the phone. We saw it had a very big short right on the main part of the power rails. Then went ahead and removed the board out. Found like the Tigris IC chip was getting hot really on a weird spot, which was connected to the charge circuit. It was a 5-volt line coming from your actual charger. Was a problem. We thought maybe the capacitor was bad. It wasn't the capacitor. We went ahead and removed the Tigris. The short was gone. Tested out all the leads under Tigris. Nothing seemed to be shorted, so we just assumed Tigris was bad. We pulled one off of another iPhone 7, put it onto this one, and then we turned it on. There was no more short. The phone booted up. We went ahead and replaced the capacitors that we removed that they were bad, and that was it. The phone still boots up and now it works. Everything's working. It's charging. It's doing what it should have done. So in the middle of all that, we unplugged the battery, charged it, and then plugged it back in so that it would be ready to go when we reassemble it. And that'll be it for this one, everybody. Thanks for watching.